Hey everybody, welcome to my channel as a married man. Thanks for tuning in and checking it out. I totally appreciate it. So today I'm going to review an article and then of course I'm going to give my thoughts on it. The article in question was featured on the site Daily O and it's called "Who Are Passport Bros? Driving the Latest Trend in the Anti-Feminist Movement." And this article is written by, apologize if I butcher the name. It was written by Shaurya Thapa, and it was published last year. I just wanted to give a quick shout out and props to the source and to the author herself. And I will post a link to the article in the bio. So feel free to check it out if you find this interesting. So the article starts by defining the term passport bros, as stated in the Urban Dictionary, and they are, and I quote, men who have chosen to seek out foreign women, typically from other countries. That's pretty straightforward. What a passport bro is. Um, sound a bit familiar, she asks. Apparently there's an American dating show called 90 Day Fiancé about people who seek out similar intercontinental romances. Uh, I've never heard of it, but apparently it's a passport bro related romance dating show. But anyways, the author goes on to say, and here's the kicker, to quote, "The only difference in this case is that the passport bros phenomenon is heavily influenced by anti-ethnicist ideals and also being seen as an offshoot of the M-Town movement." I apologize. I have to use can't use the full word. And M-Tau and ethnicist, apparently you'll get flagged if certain words YouTube's on the search for, and I gotta use the abbreviation. I apologize for that, but I'm sure you all know what MTOW is, and we can go from there. And all right, so the first question the article asks is, you know, what exactly do the passport bros feel? Um, Much like MTAL, these passport bros community is a quote, a manosphere, which means these groups have men who believe they are being too controlled in a post-ethnicist world. And these two groups wish to go back to a society that they believe is uncorrupted by ethnism, a world where they separate themselves from women altogether and live as a male. I'm sorry, they live as male supremacists. Ouch. But I think Garth is kind of going, I think she's making a pretty broad assumption there. She's making the MTAL passport bro types seem like they're some sort of medieval Stone Age tribe type. If I, she's making them sound like they're completely hyper misogynistic. Not sure that's the case, but let's continue. So the author goes on to state that many of the self-proclaimed passport bros from Western countries are from Western countries like the US and the UK, and that these guys, they feel Western women have been heavily influenced by ethnism, and this does no longer make them suitable to be domesticated wives. And this, of course, causes them to seek women from other countries, more specifically, third world nations. And, apparently there's a so-called consulting agency on Facebook that caters to this mindset. The goal of this Facebook group is to create a global network of passport brothers who are well traveled, open minded, and who have an appreciation for different cultures and lifestyles. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, as a married man. And in my opinion, just a group of brothers who want to travel the world, open minded. They appreciate culture and lifestyle of foreign countries. It doesn't sound too bad on paper, anyways. Um, Let me see. It says, I guess this Facebook page, its members are dissatisfied with their home countries, Western countries, mind you. Um, the author goes on to talk about a YouTube channel at this point. The YouTube channel started by a passport bro where he, quote, unabashedly shows the women he connects with in countries like Thailand. His most viral video has over 30,000 views, which is pretty nice. Like my biggest, I was like 30 views. um, and the video in question is titled um, "Is She Wifey Material?" Um, I might message this guy later on and see if he's cool with me name dropping him. If you guys are interested in an actual Passport Bro YouTube channel, um, I'll get back to you on that. But anyways, apparently some of his commenters are for it. Some of his commenters are against it, they're saying that the woman is just an exotic stereotype that he's indulging in. Other commenters are pointing out that this woman is probably just doing this for a green card. I hate to say it, but that one right there is pretty legit criticism. The green card thing. And I'll talk some more about that a little bit later when it's my turn. Um, but it seems at this point the author iterates that the whole passport growth thing it's nothing new, and she brings up the mail order bride from days past, basically men from first world nations who are seeking brides from poorer nations that they can quote control, and there's some stereotypes to this phenomenon, of course. Um, some of the redditors comment. But basically, the author's alluding to the fact that passport bros are, they're just repackaging the whole mail order bride thing. That's basically what she's getting at in this part of the article. Yeah, she goes on to throw in how this has impressed a whole generation of meninists and incels who have modernized it under the umbrella of passport bros. Meninists, yeah. All right, I listen to a lot of MTOW, Red Pill, men's relationship YouTube channels and podcasts, et cetera. A lot of content for the guys. I don't, I've never heard of the term meninist before. I know meninists, the religious group, but I've never heard meninists. That's something new to me, anyways. I guess I learned something new today. Um, the paragraph ends pretty much just by saying, there's actually no large scale cases of passport bros marrying third world women, but you know, such cases have never actually been reported. So she basically just sums that article up as saying, there's no actual evidence of these guys marrying women, but maybe in the future there will be. All right, so she go, the author then goes on to state, well, what about a passport cis? What about the women? And she states, well, while there are no passport cis trends, it is being suggested women do the same. Um, apparently this is it's a nice movie plot for women. The strong, independent woman, successful, who travels abroad. He meets a hunky foreign Chad and falls in love in Paris or Italy or something like that. It's like I guess the popular like a Hallmark movie plot. I'm guessing. She's alluding to the fact that, you know what, there should be more women who are indulging in this sort of thing, though. However, and the article, it just talks mainly about the passport system from here on. Um, it mentions that I guess Tinder even has a passport service. I've never used Tinder personally. I don't know how it works. I know you swipe left and right and whatnot, but apparently Tinder has a service that allows users to match with people in whatever destination they're heading to. Um, Tinder's own insights reveal that from 2022 to 2023, the number of female members is actually increasing who are shifting their interest to international locations. So I guess it's not just the passport bros. Women are starting to get in on this, perhaps. So I guess women can't really be hypocrites if they're dissing the passport bro. They're dissing passport bros if they're being passport. What is it, sisses? Passport. Anyways, yeah. If women are following suit, who are they to complain, right? But yeah, that's about it for the article. It does end off talking a little bit about racism experienced by women and or gay women and um, their successes in moving abroad, finding love. It's wasn't the deepest article that I thought it would be on about the whole passport bro phenomenon, but it's still interesting, I guess. Um, so as a married man, what are my thoughts on this? And to be honest, I don't hear this talked about very often in the quote, the manosphere I hang out in. As I was saying earlier, I've said in other videos, like I listen to a lot of YouTube channels, the channels devoted to uh, talking to men about relationships, relationship advice. You can call them the red pill channels, but I listen to a lot of different from the feminine perspective. I like to think I'm pretty well rounded. Um, I listen to blogs. I read blogs and podcasts on relationships, and that's what got me into starting this whole channel. To begin with, I just wanted to give my opinion, being a married man. So the I'm not too far to the left. I'm not too far to the right. I'm kind of sitting in the middle there. I thought it was important to give my opinion, which is pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. And what is my opinion on passport bros? Um, I would equate passport bros as being, part of a subset of MTOW, maybe call it like an offshoot of MTOW, like for sure that they are. To be honest, a lot of Western guys are sick of Western women, to put it simply. They're just done. They're done with the drama. I see that a lot. I hear about that a lot. Guys are just walking away. And Effinism is being at the core is pretty much what's responsible for that. Um, Guys are walking away, and unfortunately, they're walking overseas uh, to take it to that extreme. I hate to say it. Are they doing it to find a wife? However, in my opinion, no. Um, and I guess that's kind of how I see passport bros as a married man. And I'm gonna take a lot of heat from the MTOW guys and passport bros themselves, and the red pillars. But as a married man, I've always seen guys who travel overseas to meet women. Yeah, I don't see them as passport bros, but more as sex tourists, to be honest. Like, sorry guys, but being honest, like I know there's a ton of guys who they travel to countries like the Philippines, like Thailand, Vietnam, etc. These Asian third world countries, and they stay at resorts, they flash some money around, and yeah, those poor local, these financially poor women, of course, gravitate to them, and yeah, sex happens, lots of sex, and that's the entire purpose of their trip. You dig it? Like I hate to say it, but these sex tourists, their sole purpose is to go over there and it, just have sex. That's their They're not there to wife up anyone. They're not there to find their soulmate. They're just there to, in some cases, not just sex, but yeah, it goes even a little deeper. They want us to straight up exploit these women, with pornography, filming it. They're trying to find virgins. I read a case last week about, some of these guys are just straight up going after underage girls, unfortunately. Um, I hate to say that, but a lot of these guys are, they're not MTOW, they're just garbage. They like just trash people in particular. They go over there just for the sole purpose of exploitation. And MTOW has nothing to do with that. But moving on. Sorry I got dark there for a minute, but that's my thought on fellow passport bros thing. I think of them more as just sex tourists. And to be honest, as I was saying, I haven't seen a lot of guys, heard heard a lot of men talk about heading overseas with the sole intent to find a woman. Like I don't hear it very often. Um, and it goes against the whole MTOW creed in general. A lot of MTOW guys, they don't want to get married, and they're not bothering to go overseas to find a woman that they want to be with, to spend the rest of their life with. They just want sex, and that's just being brutally honest right there. It goes completely against what MTOW's all about. But like, does it happen though? Yeah, it does. Like there are guys who do go overseas and do meet a woman, or they help a woman immigrate to the US or whatever country they're in. Um, sometimes on the rare occasions, there are guys who do end up with a loving wife, and other times there's just guys who get played for a green card. They're guys that they end up losing everything 5 years down the line when this eligible woman, when she's able to take half his possessions, and that's MTEL in a nutshell right there. MTEL just gained another soldier the moment this woman divorced him after getting her green card, taking half his possessions. Like, as a married man who's, like I said, on the sideline, watching trends in dating and love, marriage, etc., etc. Um, just to sum it all up, like I just think of the passport bros movement. I just think of it as sex tourism. And I've always kind of looked down on dudes like that. Um, like I know I had coworkers. I had a coworker travel to. He went to Thailand, I remember, and I I tried him on how, can't believe he had to pay can't believe you paid all that money. You flew all the way across the world just to pay for, sex. Like that's pretty pathetic, bro. Like, yeah, you get to see the sights and you're travel to a beautiful country, but the fact you did it just to get laid, that's kind of sad, man. Like I remember, like yeah, I was that coworker. I was gave that guy a hard time, but it is what it is. That it's true. Like MTOW dudes that I've seen, yeah, most of the MTOW dudes that I have seen, they they just stay at home. They find women where they are. Um, they don't bother traveling just to get laid, you know? That's kind of a niche thing within the MTOW community, I believe. Um, and as far as what is it, a passport cis? Like, ouch. Yeah, ouch is about all I can say in regards to a passport cis. My God, I've heard so many stories of women who travel overseas and they ride the carousel while they're over there. Like a passport cis isn't looking for a husband. Like not like a passport bro claims to be looking for a wife. Like a woman who travels overseas is looking just to get laid, just like any guy. You know what I mean? And at least that's the stigma for a passport cis. Like that's a woman who just travels overseas to try the local cuisine of local men, you know? Like ladies who travel overseas to expand their horizon or find themselves like ladies that as a guy, trust me, like we know what you were doing over there. We know what finding yourself means, and trust me, we're all pretty disgusted by it. Just being honest. The moment your potential date, your potential fiance, your potential husband finds out how you went to Europe to find yourself, he knows what you were doing. And it's so much easier for you to do it, which is the crux. Yeah, I'm sorry for the double standard, I'm sorry for the whole double standard, guys get to travel, guys get to go have sex, and then come home and high five the tell an awesome story about the women he was with, but when a woman does it, like you, like, but that is what it is. It's just it's the double standard that exists, ladies. Like you just need to understand, like the ball's in your court when it comes to sex. Uh, you can have as much sex as you want in the city you live in. Like I'm just being honest. Like I don't have, yeah, I'm a married man. I could be a single guy, and I already know that. Like you can go on Tinder and swipe. You find a guy within the hour to have sex with. Like you don't have to travel anywhere for it. Some of the weaker men among us, yeah, they're sex tourists. You don't have to do that, and I guess that's what makes it worse for you. It's a stigma for you. It's a talking point for guys. That's about it. But anyways, sorry to rant there for a minute, but that's my take on the whole passport bro phenomenon. They're basically an offshoot of MTOW. MTOW is the result of Feminism, and they're mainly just sex tourists, in my opinion. Like, very few ever come back with a wife. Like, STD maybe, but not a wife. These are guys that are just sick of Western feminism. The pushy, bossy, strong, independent woman. They're sick of that, so they just go to countries where women don't cop that kind of attitude. And some do it to find a mate, others just do it to get some sex. But as a married man, though, you know, I'm an advocate for love and marriage, children and family. And yeah, I will say, like, like with MTAL, I understand their mindset to a degree. Like I'm with them part of the way. I, our ideals differ. Our ideals are the same in some areas, and they're vastly different in other areas. Like I do understand the appeal of finding a woman with traditional ideals. The ideals I just stated, like um, but those types of women, unfortunately, they're unicorns in Western countries. They're not extinct. They're just rare. Like women who want love, family, children, like they'll be loyal to one man. They want to raise kids. That trad wife, they're not extinct in Western countries. They're a diamond in the rough, unfortunately. And there are guys in the Western world here who think that they're more abundant uh, overseas, but I don't know if they're understanding how much money factors into that look that those women actually give them when they get over there. So um, it's just, you know, to sum this up, I just think it's kind of sad. I think it's a shame that there are guys who want a woman so damn bad that they fly halfway across the world to find them. I just wish they could find that woman here. So, and I guess I'm just pointing the mirror at Western women right now. But like my coworker I was talking about who flew to Thailand, like I can't help but shake my head at those types of dudes that just travel for sex. It's pretty pathetic in my opinion. It's pretty unnecessary. I wish it wasn't, but I wish things were just easier for dudes in general. But diamond in the rough, as I said, towards these trad wife women that guys are looking for. But yeah, this video's dragging on a little bit. I apologize, guys. I just wanted to end this real fast. However, I wanted to share a couple articles. I'm sorry. I wanted to share a couple comments that this article had. Um, I thought they were interesting. Another interesting perspective on the article and other thoughts on it. Um, but the first comment this article had, it stated, more power to them. The dating scene here is toxic. And believe it or not, this article's from a woman. And she said, I married a Tongan man and his culture is amazing. So she's giving him props to the passport bros. And another article writes, I swore off American women right after the second one aborted my child. And it's like, ouch. So that's what I could say. But that speaks volumes right there. Um, one last comment the guy states, yeah, the writer doesn't really understand what a passport bro is. The goal isn't to leave to become a white supremacist. The goal is to find a woman that isn't a promiscuous gold digger. He goes on to talk about the divorce in his family and how it's affected the men negatively. He does finish by saying, why would I ever settle down in the US when this injustice happens all the time here? So, yeah, uh, there's a lot of resentment from men affected by divorce. And you have to understand that that resentment turns them red, if you know what I mean, to red pills. They take the red pill going through that type of trauma. But I'll end this real fast. I just wanted to ask, let me know what you guys think, about MTOW, about passport bros, Effinism, sex tourism. Is Effinism so prevalent in Western countries that guys need to flee to find women that are quite, woke, as woke? But, let me know what your thoughts are altogether, guys. Um, Feel free to leave me a comment, of course. Uh, give this video a like if you can. Throw a subscription my way. And if you're feeling generous, maybe I could use a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Like if you got some change sitting around. Um, but lastly, if you have a topic for a video you'd like me to cover, let me know as well. My email is as a married man at outlook.com. So hit me up if you got something you'd like to talk about, you'd like me to talk about, and I'm totally down for that. Thank you guys all for listening. I'm sorry for long video. Hopefully you're still awake. Um, but just want to say thanks to you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.